Jim, this one was sent via Facebook on the Cult of Cornette Facebook page by Neil V. Damood.
He's in the mood. He really means it. In the mood.
Recently, I watched Ultimate Warrior's last match in WWE.
Well, I wish I could say I'd seen Ultimate Warrior's last match.
Against Owen Hart, managed by Jim. Bulldog, Vader, and Jim get their licks in during the afterbirth. Did everyone know or suspect that this was Warrior's last match? How was Warrior to deal with the night of his final WWE match and departure? And he wanted to know if you would... Well, you weren't a talking head on that DVD, so we kind of know what you would have said.
Well, and also, I don't remember this. But I don't... to answer your question, no, we didn't know it was going to be his last match, because I do remember, because I was on the creative team at the time, that... he left. Vince didn't know he was not coming back the last time we saw him. And then all the shit happened where they went back and forth with their lawyers and letters and phone calls and everything. But wasn't that when Warrior wanted Vince to buy 1 million of his comic books for $2 a piece or whatever, and it'll all be fine? I don't know. I tried to stay away from the Warrior. I didn't like his work. I thought he was a fucking dingbat. I thought he was a prima donna, and I didn't ever really associate with him. And
did he ever get
on the
physical
creative
with you when you were working ringside?
Well, no. Well, I mean, he might have given me a bump or two, but not like
he didn't try to press slam you.
No,
because he hurt Bobby Heenan.
Well, that would have been a goddamn fruitless task if he'd have tried to press slam me, because he would have had air in his hands. No, I think it was shit like I held him once and Bulldog ran at him and he moved and Bulldog nailed me. Shit like that, right? No, there was never... When he hurt Bobby is when he closed. Bobby was turning around working the people, in the arena on the apron, and Warrior came up and clotheslined him from behind on his bad neck anyway. But no, again... I just didn't want to be involved with the fucking guy because his matches were all shits and he was a space cadet. And so I didn't have to. Vince was obviously the one that either dealt with him on all his shit, or he had like a Jack Lanza where that was his dedicated agent. Again, fine with me. So, but nobody, he didn't announce that this is my last night. He would always come in, something would go wrong, and he'd be gone, and you didn't know what was going to happen.
All right. Well, thank you for your question, Neil. And Jim, with that,
I'm trying to remember now, and I know what you're going to say here in a second with that, but I'm trying to remember now if he actually ever did give me a bump of any kind on his own. Because I had little Whenever I didn't want anybody necessarily to get their hands on me, I had little ways of turning things around. Like when we were in Dallas, none of the Von Erichs ever fucking touched me because they were buck fucking wild and you didn't know where it was coming from. And I didn't fucking trust them. They were stiff. But one night in the Sportatorium, I think it was Kerry. He was going to be on top of Dennis, covered him, and the referee, it was a big four-way referee, was looking elsewhere, and I was going to run in with the racket. And I think Ken Mantell had said, yeah, Kerry, you pop up and fucking nail Cornette and get the racket and do whatever the fuck. Okay, and when we got together, I said, Kerry, you know what would be even cooler? If we could time it just right, I bet you could do it. I think I can. If I raise that racket and run at you and you just grab my foot and sweep my leg right out from under me, I'll fly way up in the air and throw the racket up. You just catch it. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. So instead of nailing me, he just swept my foot and I just, woo, and threw him the racket.
That is funny.